It's also crazy to think that these were the threats that they fought 80 years ago.
Yeah. That definitely expresses the level of the level of skill and power that this party has.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Justin, and we're back with episode 11 of Frieren. But before we get into anything, first we have comments. How about you take the first bit, Justin?
Absolutely. From Kelvin. Just had to throw that name out there real quick. Kelvin. We have a couple comments. One is from Frieren the Slayer, and these are both from Patreon. And it's, I think, my favorite interaction between characters this episode is this one. Frieren. Besides, I don't think you're weaker than them at all. Dark, who only recently met the two, continues to beg Frieren to help. However, Fern trusts Frieren's judgment so completely that she doesn't even question it and begins to drag Stark away. Also, Theta is people I know that remembers the fact that we learned that Fern is good at controlling her mana from episode 1 or 2.
I mean, I appreciate getting called out, but I got it wrong. I don't know, maybe I said it right and then I thought it wrong, but I was thinking that Fern had a lot of mana or something like that. And I was wrong,
In that case,
obviously.
you said it right and thought it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I was explicitly
Because you
thinking that
said
she
it
had a
correct,
lot of
so I
mana.
never thought of the point you brought it up.
Right. Well, either way, this is just me making myself dumber. So, you thought I was good. I was not. But
Hey, you know
I
what?
did realize it after the fact, though. So, I mean, before I saw
It's
this
true.
comment, I was watching somebody else watch the show, and that episode anyway. And specifically, I realized, oh, they said it there that she's good at controlling the mana because Frieren actually says that she doesn't have like that much.
Yeah. And a broken clock is right twice a day. This just happened to be your time.
Continue.
Of course. And then another comment from Calvin from Patreon. This is for Aura the Guardian specifically, or Aura the Guillotine. I don't know why I said Guardian. The artist should have drawn Theta as Frieren, to be honest, because of Frieren's mastery of the emotionless expression.
It's not on purpose.
Also, a quick nitpick about pronunciation. I don't care. I don't do this because I don't really care how people pronounce things, but I figured I'd do a minor correction here because I was genuinely confused for a second about who you were talking about since they are so similar. You guys have started saying friend at the end there, Justin, at about 30 specific time. Say that 10 seconds later, plus again later on, and I thought you guys were talking about Fern. That was 100% happening, and that is correct. Only after you talked a bit more is who you were talking about Frieren. I'm gonna probably mess this one up, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Katakana, which is romanized as and pronounced as two syllables, Frieren, and not Fern, pronounced as Fern. So Frieren and Fern.
I mean, again, I don't know exactly because I didn't like click the time marks and listen, but I know myself, and odds are that I was probably just talking about the wrong character. That I was probably meant I probably meant friend, and I was saying Fern, or vice versa.
When I will fully take that. For the pronunciation, I'm flying off the seat of my pants and I'm making it work.
Well, no, I just mean that
Thank you for the adjust.
I wouldn't abbreviate Frieren's name to friend or something like that. So if I was saying that,
Yeah.
I probably meant Fern, and I probably was just saying her name wrong, which is I know even worse because then I'm just getting a character's name wrong.
The names are so similar too. This is a show that it would be felt.
And I
But yeah,
don't.
no. Thank you. Love the comments from the Patreon. That's my part.
Well, actually, I don't think you realized yet, but if you scroll up,
Oh no, it's not. I scrolled too far. Back a couple of episodes to Mizu, who is also from the Patreon. The first comment is from Like a Fairy Tale, and it goes as follows. The title Lukener gives Frieren, yes, did it. Gives Frieren at the end of the episode 8 in Japanese is Susu no Frieren, which is also the name of the series in Japan, which translates to Frieren at the funeral. You can also read Frieren who buries you, which is the way the demons use it for her. The wordplay sadly does not work in English, so they did go with Frieren the Slayer, which sounds badass enough, but I think it lacks the subtlety.
I don't know. Frieren who buries you is that's Frieren's online MMO title.
Oh, I don't. I I like Frieren who buries you more only because it's like a slight bastardization of Frieren at the funeral.
See, I don't know. I am a big fan of Tower of God, and which is mainly a manhwa. It did have a one season anime thing, Justin. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't expect you to know it either way, but I've read the manhwa, which is so much more than the anime, because the anime obviously couldn't do any of it. And it like did the first story arc, but my point is not related to that facet. There are people in Tower of God called Slayers. They work for
Got it.
Fug. So, but yeah, that's where I know the Slayer term from. I don't. It doesn't like fit that same motif when I hear like Frieren the Slayer, because it makes me think
Yeah,
of the Slayer bomb.
got
But
it.
so yeah, I mean I appreciate the phrasing. Obviously, Frieren at the funeral doesn't really fit,
True.
because I mean that's
But
like
that's like
I'm
an
at your
on
funeral.
yeah, that's like an honored title of like post from them. But I see it and I do appreciate the subtlety.
Well, like they say, it's the name of the series in Japan, but it was also the title that they gave. Fearing at the
Yeah.
Funeral works as I would say, as a series title, sure, but as like a Fear in the Slayer works better for that episode because I think, we're obviously, I fucking hate demons, that sort of thing. Not, I'm at your funeral, but I'm still alive, not for long.
That just also added to my theory that we're going to end with her funeral.
Fearing at the funeral is the same feeling of you better call an ambulance, but not for me.
And finally, the last Patreon comment I have here is again from Yumizu, and it is from it didn't have to be magic. Pretty much all of the characters and places in this show have German names. Frieren, to be cold/freezing. Himmel, sky/heaven. Heiter, jolly, but can also mean slightly drunk. Makes sense. Eisen, iron. Burn, distant. Flamme, flame. Wall, agony/torture. Lugner, liar. Rat, wire. Linny, straight line. Dark is strong. By the way, also, Graf Granat is not a name, but a title. Graf is count in German, so Count Granat.
Yeah, we played a lot of Hackmaster or Warhammer. We also did Warhammer back in the day, and Graph could also be Mayor, or they use it like Mayor back in those games.
Nice.
Also, by the way, yes, Kimuzu, I've combined a bunch of your these are the pronunciation posts into a single post. Just for ease of reading.
100%. Also, I love this information because this is something that is new for me to learn. That's fun. I'm sure that might also lead to more information about the characters and help plan stuff. But I will take a look at it again and see if it makes sense.
All right, well, I believe those will be the comments for this episode. So why don't you go ahead and remind us about what happened last time?
So last time we came into the scene right after the fight between the youths of the group and the demons that were in the town of Wall, and it was basically building up Frieren the entire time about how how Flamme taught her, and it came down to a one-on-one fight, but not a fight, more a weighing of their auras and their mana between Frieren and Aura the Guillotine, which is a very interesting name of title for the fact that when Frieren decided to stop suppressing her mana, Aura went, "Oh crap."
Well, I mean, we know it's the guillotine because she has the army of headless, like Alphonse from Full Metal Alchemist soldiers.
It's true. But it's also the case where the fight came down to their auras.
Well, I mean, because the scales make whoever wins the thing, you have to obey their words, and she says, "Cut your own head off." That's the guillotine aspect.
100%.
But I mean,
Was
I'm
just
assuming
about
that
to
she
get there.
said that because that's what Aura told everybody.
Oh, 100%. Because you can see all the headless people, and when Frieren took the helmet off, there wasn't a head.
I'm pretty sure also the Graf's son had his head cut off because we already covered the one of the soldiers had the same symbol on his chest that the
Yeah,
Graf
you're right.
also had.
100%.
Well, I think
100%.
we record these a week at a time, right? So Justin didn't remember that, but we covered it in the episode. So he knew at the time, he just didn't know now.
Yes. So with the sun, I do remember the pendant. But I remember the symbolic head cutting off, name of the villain, the process, and the way that they died.
Right,
It was
right.
also said, "You killed my father," or sorry, "You killed my son," to the demon that was in town. After Frieren went right after the demon, the first thing she saw it.
I don't know that he said you killed my son. There was a lot of implication
No,
given, like
he did when he held the sword to the when he held the sword to the guy.
I think he implied that his son was fighting against them and then just never came back.
Okay.
Once again,
That could 100% be the case.
We record these a week apart, and you've got the better memory, so it's entirely possible you're right. But I typically go by my gut, and my gut says they didn't directly say it, because otherwise I wouldn't feel so happy about, oh, that's him right there. Oh, I discovered something. You know?
It's true.
I play these shows like Blue's Clues, like it's made for children, but I'm like, yeah, I figured it out, I'm so good.
Hey, it is all good.
All right. Well, I think that's everything, or do you have any additional thoughts for this episode?
Don't. We just got done like an important like set of episodes. So I don't see where we're going next, and I don't remember any of the phrases from the end of the last one. So
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
neither do I. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it then. But before we get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can check it out over on the Patreon. It is $5 a month, but hey, no pressure. It's all to support the channel, just a little bit extra. Oh, we're
Okay,
still
so here we
here.
are walking among the dead.
For some reason,
Does
I
she
thought we would have
take the
moved on.
scales?
Frieren 様、遅かったね。アウラを倒したんですね。
I don't think we've ever addressed a religious aspect before.
No, we haven't. That being said, this might not be religious. This could be a respect towards the fallen soldiers.
Okay, sorry. I say we haven't addressed a religious aspect before. Literally a member of the party, Hyder was a fucking priest. But what I meant to say is from Frieren.
Yeah. Really didn't even do too much religious stuff with Hyder. It was more like guidance and like self-awareness.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. He was present at the at Himmel's death. Not Himmel's. Well, technically, he was present at Himmel's death. He was present at Himmel's funeral. We don't know if he did
Yes.
anything. And I think you brought up something in like the first couple of episodes about if he had religious magic or not.
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I suddenly remembered. Did you say that, or is that just something I thought?
No. Because we never did confirm if it was clerical, like D&D style with like actual magic,
Yeah, is he pulling miracles
or
magic?
other outside skills, and he happened to be in that position.
For all we know, all he was doing was first aid.
Yeah.
And that scene right there is why I think the Demon King might be an elf.
Oh,
Although,
okay.
again, they've made a distinction between demons and everything else. But that might be why the demons are killing elves.
True, that could very much be how demons are.
Oh, is he gonna find the
Demons
armor?
are born.
The armor with the symbol?
I think so.
Well, just right to it. Oh. Okay, that's just a
Wasn't
lot of
his
symbols.
Purple?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe there's just so many symbols that we got thrown off.
前はもっと派手にやっていたんだけどね。ヒンメルに怒られたから。
そりゃそうだろうな。怒られて当然だ。俺だって怒る。
ヒンメル様はフリーレン様のしつけが上手ですね。しつけっていうの。でもまあ、そうだよね。これが普通のリアクションだ。どういうことですか？こっちの話。フェルン、シュタルク、よくリュグナーたちを倒した。偉いぞ。
It's also crazy to think that these were the threats that they fought 80 years ago.
Yeah.
普通ってなんだろう。満身創痍じゃん。
That definitely expresses the level of the level of skill and power that this party has.
Okay, we were right. That is it.
Yeah.
That's the one.
So, like, between Eisen and Stark, it actually reminds me a lot of one of my favorite video games, which is Legend of the Dragoon, with the main character, and at one point you get his teacher.
Yeah, no, it was one of the first PlayStation games that I owned.
So good.
防護結界について記されたグラナト家に代々伝わる大魔法使いフランメの魔導書。
Okay,
本
Armstrong.
当にこんな魔導書でいいのか。この魔導書は。
偽物。
そうだ。口伝により継承されたこの町の防護結界魔法とは似ても似つかぬものだ。
100も承知です閣下。これは趣味ですので。
そうか。それより堅苦しい言葉遣いはなしにしよう。お前から見れ
Also,
ば
it's just
わしな
oral
ど
tradition.
赤子のようなものだろう。
Have somebody tell it to
魔
her
王
then.
討伐の旅立ちの
Yeah,
イタリア
100%.
にあったもので
Be like,
そうい
girl,
う
here you go.
ハイター様が
This is how you do it.
オードでは貴族に対する比例は死罪だとか。ヒンメルとアイゼンが王様にタメ口叩いて処刑されかけたんだよね。懐かしいな、ヒンメルの泣き叫ぶ顔。
死罪だなんて大げさな。
それとなクソガキ。わしにタメ口叩くのはこの町では重罪だ。
Throwback to
アラン
him.
さん、この高そうな椅子ぶっ壊す。中央諸国は野蛮ですね、閣下。
I mean, we are technically in the far north.
マジかよ。
裏庭の木切り終えました。ご苦労。
That was good timing.
まああれだ。
That was fun.
あの時言ったのは小僧を逃がすための方便だ。タメ口程度で牢に放り込むような法はこの町にはない。気にせず楽にしてくれ。
It's weird how the graph has a face that looks both like a baby face and old at the same time.
Yeah.
気絶してる。
アウラ討伐の法は町の者たちにも伝えておいた。皆、英雄たちをねぎらいたがっている。どうかゆっくりしていってくれ。
That's what I wanted to do in the last town.
It's almost like a little parade with him being the float. Ooh, you go. Okay, so it's them healing up, helping rebuild.
He says, I hope you spend time here. So we're getting a montage of them spending time here.
It's true. And there's the dude with the massive axe. Because they are in the north, there is northern lights, or auroras.
I wonder if Aurora was collecting nobles, considering how many of them had crests.
It could be possible. It could also be a case where just all the families like actively trace their lineage and maintain the crests.
グラナト教。
門まで送ろう。フリーレン、お前は魔王城のある大陸最北端のエンデを目指しているそうだな。だが今北部高原の情勢がだいぶ悪いようでな。人の往来が制限されている。冒険者の場合でも一級魔法使いの同行が必要だ。
Which is Frieren.
ならフリーレン
I wonder where we're gonna find one of those.
何その一級魔法使いって。フリーレン様知らないんですか？
Oh,
魔法協会が認定する
this is a One Punch Man scenario.
資格。私も旅立ちの時生徒で取得しました。
Since you don't know, One Punch Man is the strongest hero in that whole fucking universe. Has no idea how the Hero Association rankings or anything work.
Love it.
こんなんなんだ。フリーレン様、 まさか無資格の闇魔法使いだったんですか？闇医者みたいに言わないでよ。だって魔法使いを管理する団体。
That's exactly what she is. She's a wandering gypsy of mages.
どうせこの正常の証ももう使えないんでしょ。何ですかその骨董品は。
さすがの俺でも大陸魔法協会は知っている。少なくとも半世紀以上前からあるぜ。
全然最近じゃん。
Remember that they probably didn't exist when Frieren told everybody how offensive magic worked.
ともかくこのままでは
I don't doubt that.
あまり詳しくはないのですが、確か北側諸国でも一級試験が受けられる場所がありましたよね。
北側諸国最大の魔法都市オイサース
I'd say it'd probably be Fern that would take the
シ
test.
ベア山脈を越えたずっ
I
と
think
先
Frieren is beyond caring.
街道沿いに進めばいいが
Yes,
長い道
I think we're also gonna see the same thing happen. I think
グラナト家はこの
I think
決して
Frieren
忘れん
it is going to
良い旅を
act like she's going to, and then somehow coerce Fern into taking it, because I think Fern's gonna be more on the side of I'm not powerful enough.
雪だな。
そろそろ冬ですね。ここら辺の冬は厳しいから気をつけてね。舐めていると死ぬよ。そんなに危ないんですか？知らないの？魔王軍との戦いで最も多くの人を殺したのは北側諸国の冬だよ。
They had to walk
Don't
uphill
invade
both
Russia.
ways to get to the battles.
Don't invade Russia in the winter, right?
迷った。
Yep, it's their best natural defense.
どうしよ
The weirdest thing
Winter-
about the
Mm,
pacing of this
Northern.
show is that they always do a first storyline that makes me think, oh, well, we wrapped everything up. And I realize we've only been watching this for 11 minutes.
シュタルク様、起きてください。寝たら死にますよ。
ジャンボベリースペシャル。
My favorite trope: when someone's passed out, slap them in the face.
どうしましょう。この強風だと魔法で飛ばして運ぶわけにもいかないね。多分どっかに飛んでっちゃう。担いでいくしかないですね。
Thank you for acknowledging the fact that if he was floating, he would die. The resistance wouldn't be there.
重い。なんでこの人こんなに重いんですか？
いい匂
置いていっていいですか？我慢して麓まで行けば避難小屋があるはず。それ80年前の知識ですよね。大丈夫なんですか？
I mean, dig yourself a snow cave. Or use one of your many, many spells that probably is useful right
まだ
now.
定期的に管理されているみたいだね。なんだか人の気配がしますね。先客がいるのでしょうか？とにかく入るよ。このままじゃ氷漬けになっちゃう。
Hey, an elf.
いいぞ温まってきた
Closes door, stays outside.
お邪魔します。
We're not going to comedy. Oh, never mind.
フリーレン様、ここはダメでございます。他を探しましょう。なんで？中に変態がいるからです。
変態とは侵害だな。
行きますよ、フリーレン様。
Pretty sure that wasn't the camera. I'm pretty sure that was eyes.
Yep.
同族と会うのは300年ぶりくらいだな。エルフはもう絶滅したのかと思ってい
It is
た。
100 years earlier than when her village was destroyed.
費用ありがとうな。
いえ、
魔法使いと会えたのは幸運だった。女神様の導きだな。シベア山脈を越えてきたんだが、この吹雪で火種を失ってしまってな。凍える小屋の中、スクワットで命をつないでいたんだ。
なるほど。よく
Well,
わ
it
か
might have been
ら
more
ないん
helpful
で
if
す
you
けど。
put a shirt on.
文句のクラフトだ。
魔法使い。
Yep.
同じく
Yeah.
魔法使いの
Sorry, he's a monk. Monk wear shirts.
こちらは戦士のシュタルク様。
しかし俺オール天国を目指す旅か。信仰心が熱いのはいいことだ。
半信半疑だけどね。フリーレン様、シュタルク様の体温が。
Maybe put him by the fire.
暖かくて心地いい。それにあんなに大きいジャンボベリースペシャル。
Freezing to death and imagining ice cream.
どうしちまったんだ。
Yeah.
確か猛吹雪で。
He ends up cuddling with the monk.
誰このおっさん。
騒がしいな。
Well, I'm glad that's what they pulled, right? They didn't pull a, oh no, I'm in bed with a dude, because like, what the fuck does it matter? But his whole
Yeah.
thing is, who is this guy? Because he wouldn't know, obviously. So I appreciate
シュタルク様、
that they took
いや
it
そういう意
seriously.
味じゃなくてよく鍛え上げられたいい体だ。あんたとんでもなく強いだろう。おっさん、名前は？
文句のクラフト。
聞いたことねえな。でも名のある文句ってのは間違いねえだろ。
シュタルク、お前はここで休んでいろ。二人は食料を運ぶのを手伝ってくれ。近くに俺の荷車と積み荷があ
I'm
る。
curious to see what his actual outfit looks like, because it seems like your comment. Yeah, your comment of religious stuff.
I've been thinking that the
Ends
whole
up.
time, specifically because he's literally a monk and he's talking about being pious.
このまま
Pious, rather.
300を超えるのは自殺行為だし。
Because he
Also,
didn't
good to
mention
know
his
you
goddess.
summoned the staff.
ところでフリーレン、お前は俺のことを知っているか？
Yeah, you're Craft the
全
monk.
然。
だろうな。俺もお前のことなんてこれっぽっちも知らん。
勇者様ご一行の魔法使いですよ。
その前は
何が言いたいの？
俺たちはエルフってことだ。
We're not defined by one thing in a human time span.
Yeah.
I had the stupidest thought for half a second. Like, what if Frieren was the Demon King? It's like, no, wait, no. She was recruited before that. Entirely possible she was the Demon King once, gave it up, then they joined the party to kill the Demon King. And then something weird happened up there.
I would be surprised, but I'm not saying it's impossible.
We once played a Doctor Who RPG on the channel where I was an immortal character who had amnesia. So in the far future, I was the bad guy.
お前たちのおかげで無事
I got sent
Like
back in
it.
time, became a good guy.
こいつをフェルンに渡してやってくれ。あの子は信仰心の熱いいい子だ。僧侶に育てられた影響だろうな。女神様への感謝を忘れていない。
クラフトはどうして女神様を信じているの？
フリーレンは
So it's a world with multiple deities, or just the
創
goddess?
造の女神様は神話の時代を除いて、この世界の長い歴史の中で実際に姿を現したことは一度もない。
若いな。俺も昔はそうだった。だが今は心の底から女神
I hope it's
様を
not
信
something
じて
silly like God is present
Yeah.
in everything you look at.
いてくれなきゃ困るんだよ。俺の成してきた偉業も正義も知っている奴は皆死に絶えた。だから俺は死んだら天国で女神様に褒めてもらうんだ。よく頑張った。
Nope, it's actually just much more depressing than I thought.
お前の人生は素晴らしいものだったってな。わかるだろう？
Literally, the only one left who would know me
自分の
is
生きて
God.
きた奇跡
Everyone
が
else is dead.
誰にも覚えられちゃいないってのは
Yeah.
あまりにも酷だ。俺たちは
長い人生を歩んでここにいるんだぜ。
クラフト、それはただの
He seems to be implying that he's lived longer than.
そうだ
No,
な。
I think he's
Frieren.
just saying we have shareable experiences. Or relatable, sorry. We have relatable experiences.
Yeah.
まあいい。
Because it feels like if they're pulling that route, then he'd be like, oh, I killed the Demon King like 1,000 years ago.
お前が信じないって言うのなら、
Yeah, something like that, he'd say
俺がお
what he
前
had
を褒めて
done.
やる。
意外ですか？
うん。まさかハイターがこの村の孤児院の復興資金を出すなんてね。
正直ですね。私も孤児でしたから。きっと女神様も清く正しく生きた私を褒めてくださることでしょ
酒を飲みながら何を言ってるんだこの生臭坊主は。
う。フリーレン、
Uh,
あなたには褒めてくれる人はいますか？
Yeah, Himmel.
急
You
に
won't
ど
fucking
うしたの
stop.
さ。
あなたは女神様を信
Yep.
じていないようなので、身の上を話していただければ代わりに私が褒めますよ。
だらだらと生きてきただけだよ。褒められるようなことなんて何もない。
常に魔力を制限しているのに、
oh,
それは血の滲むような努力の賜物に見えますが、
he has to have some connection to magic if we can see
人
that.
生をかけたような。
Don't
気
know.
がついていたの。
It's a world that magic
何を
exists.
一緒に
Maybe
旅を
everyone
してい
can
る
see
と
it.
思っているんですか？
面白い話じゃないよ。
構いませんよ。
Possible, but
それに工学のためにもなります。
なんで？
もしかしたら私の子供は魔法使いになるかもしれませんよ。
Okay, what are you? Fortune teller? What's going on here?
生涯独身
yeah, I was about to say.
That I remembered he said that and did everything specifically to
な
ensure
んで女
that
神
it
様
happened.
に仕える連中は変なやつが多いんだろうね。遠慮しておくよ。もう別のやつに褒めてもらったから。
そうか。いい友人を持ったな、フリーレン。大事にしろ。
いや、その人はもう。今は天国にいるよ。
なら、いずれ会えるな。
そうだね。
Sounds
Assuming
about
that we're
right.
all right
俺は
about
こ
the
っちだ。
afterlife.
フリーレン、今生の別れとは思わん。何百年後かにまたな。おっさんも元気だな。楽しかったぜ。
ペンダント、ありがとうございました。
Oh shit, I had a thought and I can't remember what it was now because I was letting the scene play out.
What scene was it in?
Oh, I had the thought during the scene where Himmel, not Himmel, Heider was talking to Frieren. It was just after I made the whole comment about the, oh, did you plan the whole thing the whole time? I don't remember what the thought is anymore. It's not like I got thrown when he said, "I'll see you," when it was a couple centuries. And I
Yeah.
anticipated that you were going to have a thought about that, and my brain shifted gears to
No.
what the odds were. That he's probably just gambling on the odds of two people that lived for thousands of years probably would just encounter each other in a couple of centuries, every couple of centuries.
Well, I think he was going off the fact that, like, they're clearly both adventurers.
I
And
don't
that
know.
doesn't seem like it's something that you stop.
He doesn't seem to be an adventurer. He seems to be a traitor. He was pulling a wagon, remember? So he apparently lost all of his wagon shit, though. And he also didn't seem to be going in the same direction either. So he wasn't heading
That
north.
is true. That is true.
汚れ一つない
勇者の剣を守っている
この村最強の戦士
レ
を頑張った戦士をねぎらうための贈り物だ。
内緒だぜ。
本物の勇者だよ。
So I guess the next
Ooh.
episode's going to be about Himmel. The name I keep wanting to say every time I want to talk about Hydra, I talk about Himmel first.
It could be about Himmel, or it could be about somebody who is claiming to be a hero.
I don't know. I mean, my brain tells me it's either going to be flashbacks to Himmel, or it's going to be about somebody who does not appear to be a hero sacrificing things or sacrificing themselves to be a hero, even if they weren't. I mean, it's just a trope, right? That the asshole then sacrifices themselves at the end to save everyone that didn't seem like they cared about but actually did.
Very much so.
I don't know, it was hard. It's always hard for me at the very end there with trying to read all the text at once. Because sometimes I think, oh, I'm going to focus on
Yep.
the bottom text, or I'll read the top text. And it very much is, it's a thing to honor heroes and something about a white cape or a blade or something. I didn't really pick
So,
that up.
he wears a pure white cape.
But there was something about a blade, too.
Yes. Your white cape comment combined with the hero stuff makes me think that it leads me to the conclusion of someone claiming to be a hero and putting on the presentation of looking like that classic image of someone who is perfect.
Well, Himmel wore a white cape. So, that just goes into my theory that it's just flashbacks to Himmel. Oh,
Yeah.
I think maybe my thought was that the dude is talking about everyone he knows or knew about his deeds had passed, and I think my thought was during the conversation, I was thinking, Frieren has a bunch of statues of her all over the place with the whole party. People don't forget who she was. They might forget like her name and everything specifically, but everyone knows there was a
Yeah.
mage in the party. And looking at a statue collection of them, it's not hard to tell which one of them is the mage.
Yes. So I think, yeah, I agree. That's an interesting point too, because that has forced Frieren to understand that, like, she's never left the public eye. She just walked away from it.
So I don't know how long this dude is considering himself to have been forgotten. Like you said that you thought that he was like older than Frieren, I should probably just start saying Frieren because it's obvious that's the actual way name. That's actually her name. Even we had the pronunciation guide earlier, and I'm still saying Frieren because that's just how
Yep.
I read it the first time, and now it's stuck in my head. But yeah, that you thought that he might be older than Frieren, and I don't know that that was ever actually implied. I just feel like he is. I just feel like he is somebody who did a lot of stuff and was forgotten, unlike Frieren, who did something for somebody important. But even then, I don't know what the implication is on these statues, right? These statues could wear away with time. I don't know how long it takes a
Yeah.
statue to wear away, obviously. Depends on what they're made of, and I think these are made of metal, typically, the ones that we've seen.
So it more depends on the conditions that they're in.
Well, no, I mean like, say Roman statues, right? They're made of like, as it turns out, like a self-healing concrete that the Romans developed and then was lost to
Yep.
time, versus modern shit that we build, which falls apart really quickly. So there's a
Yep, because we can't
difference.
figure out the self-healing concrete recipe, which is
Well, actually,
crazy.
we've done that now.
Have we?
That's how we know what they did back in Roman times. We figured it out. Yeah, no, it's just like adding certain uh I can't remember. I've read it before. It's literally just adding something to the whole mixture that we weren't doing before. But yeah, yeah, I think it's more so the material used. And I don't know how long a metal statue lasts, and because it very much seemed like the ones in the Capitol were metal. That was like the green tint of copper to me.
If it's copper, it lasts a long time. However, it rusts like once it starts rusting, it rusts very quickly.
And we don't know how many mages have that spell that Frieren has to get rid of that kind of thing. And I don't know about the one that was like out in the woods, like episode 3, the old lady, the flower thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's no telling. Frieren could outlast her statues.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I mean, I'm just putting that into the same effect of that dude being like, no one remembers my deeds. The way we kept flashing back to the dead carcass on the ground, implying that everyone's dead. You know?
Yep.
Well, I mean, not even implying, he freaking says it, which, like, defeats the whole dead body motif on the ground. Why do we keep flicking to it when the dude is literally saying everyone's dead, they're in heaven?
Which is very interesting that if we're traveling to heaven, I'm wondering how many people we're going to meet there.
Well, there's also, well, I mean, the implication also is the fact that they call this place, it has the nickname of heaven, but they also call it something else. It's like, starts with an A. Can't remember what it is. But when they refer to the afterlife, they refer to it as heaven. But this place has a
Yeah.
separate name and a nickname of heaven.
Okay.
I can't remember what it is. They said it this episode. That's why I remember that it has its own name.
Oh no, so are you thinking about the largest the magical city that they have to go to so the test
No,
can be
no, no, no.
taken?
After that, it's in the conversation where they have with Kraft. You're talking about the
Got it.
conversation they had with the Graph. Both four-letter names.
1,000,000%. 100%.
Yeah, no, no, no. I know. Now that you say that, yeah, I recognize that the city they have to go to also starts with an A, but I think that's like a 5-letter word, and versus this one, which is like an 8-letter word. I'd
Something
go
like that.
back and look, but I don't do that when I try. We hit the end of the episode. Uh, yeah, no. It's the locate. I think Flame said it before as well. The location where the Demon King fortress sits. It is
Yes.
on a physical location that had a name before people called it heaven, and I don't remember what that was. Anyways, any final thoughts about this episode?
It was a good it was a nice little exposition break where we got to see insert training montage, people growing closer, and learn some more about important characters.
Okay. Well, before we wrap up today, we're going to add on a little bit of one of the shorts that comes out with this. Thought we better start adding them in, otherwise we're going to run out of episodes of the show and just have a whole ton of shorts. So, I say, let's go ahead and get into it.
Absolutely.
早々のフリーレン〇〇の魔法
考えていることを言ってしまう魔法。
この魔法は危険ですね。人間
This is a fun little art style.
そうなの。
Yeah, chibi.
人間というのは正直じゃない方がうまく付き合える時もあるんですよ。
試しにヒンメルに使ってみていい？
ああ、僕はなんてイケメンなんだ。笑った顔なんて最高にイケメンだ。でも怒った顔もまた。
I mean, we got this when he was posing for the statue.
でも悲しい
Yeah.
時の顔もイケメンすぎる。ああ。
Even when I'm sad, I'm just way too
イケメン
handsome.
であることから逃れられないのか。
普段黙ってる時もああいうことを考えてるんだ。
ね、聞かされる方はたまったものじゃないでしょ。ヒンメルの場合は意味が違う気がするけどな。
That was
Alright.
fun.
They're all supposed to be spells, so that was our first spell that we know Frieren has. I do know that some of these are actually spells that do happen in the show. When I collected the group of these shorts, that was one of the notes that was listed. That I don't know which episodes or which shorts they're in, but like 2 or 3 of them are ones that happen in the show.
I would love if that was one that happened in the show, but not for anything useful.
Well, I mean, if you didn't know it was cast on you, right? You'd get a bunch of information real quick.
True.
Like, do it during a negotiation or a trade. Instantly, the person is blurting out their thoughts about how to get one over on you.
Yep, which is a great weapon to use.
All right. Well, any final thoughts about this whole pairing of episodes?
No. No, I think it's been said.
All right. Well, I think it's time to wrap up then. Once again, I'm Theta. This is Justin. We've been Stone Faced Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?